to give you a bit of an idea of the atmosphere and the climate inside of Japan in terms of all the war stuff happening and the installment of a U.S. military base in Okinawa, we have hundreds of people taking to the streets in protest, marching in Tokyo, also down in the prefecture where this base is supposed to be going. They're calling for the removal of U.S. military bases, and they're also paying tribute to the memory of a young Japanese woman that was killed by a U.S. Marine a year ago. So we have all these people coming out en masse against the U.S. coming to the region. So a lot of people in Japan not happy. Now, if you look at South Korea, we have the same thing. A lot of people there protesting, clashing with police in the streets after they bring the whole THAAD program in. The whole THAAD system. It looks like that's going to stay there for some time at this point. But I want folks to realize that the people in these countries are not happy. We have people rising up that see all this military action, and some say that this massive buildup could provoke something. In Japan and South Korea, of all countries, they fear that they will feel the wrath of this above and beyond anyone else because they are the closest targets. And honestly, I do believe that if they were to ever pop off some shots, they would aim for big cities, first in South Korea, the big bases, the underground base specifically, and Japan. I think both would get hit or attempt. They would at least attempt to try to hit them. And I'm not sure how this whole thing would play out, but I do know that if the U.S. military was to start making big-time moves and strikes in the area, I almost feel like that regime will launch everything they have. And they really may not get a chance to get much off the ground. There's new reports saying that this most recent test that they said may have failed was purposely detonated over their land. And I'm going to go into the details about that in a separate video, but the technology these days, said it before, they could very well blow some things up right there inside of North Korea and make it look like they did it to themselves. Nonetheless, the people in Japan, South Korea, not happy about U.S. drills, bases, all these troops, and they're protesting en masse. Just wanted to let folks know. I will leave a link. It's been Dabu7.